So, welcome to our Community Award workshop. My name is Sydney Ratzlaff. I'm the Community Engagement Coordinator with the Community Foundation. I oversee all things grants. So this is one of our granting streams, so I get to talk about this one. Our Community Impact Award started in 2019 as our Vital Impact Grants. And it was a way for us to honor and recognize organizations who have innovative and creative ways of filling a need in the community. So yeah, that's kind of how it started. What we are going to talk about today is just a little bit about the Community Foundation, though I believe you guys are all pretty familiar with us. We'll talk about the funding priorities, specifically about the Impact Award eligibility and criteria. And I'm just going to give you kind of an overview of the process and then some tips. But like I said, if you have questions, raise your hand or just come off mute and ask away. It's pretty informal with just a few of you on the call today. So at the Community Foundation, we have 3 pillars. We grow, we give, and we inspire. So we engage donors and accept donations into our permanent endowment, and that donation is never spent. It's invested, and the investment income is what allows us to give back to the community in the form of grants. So we've had donors throughout the years that said, I want to give to the community's greatest need. And that goes into a pooled fund of our community grants. And out of that, we allocate $25,000 to go to the Community Impact Award. So just so you know kind of where it's coming from. Our third pillar is that we inspire, and we do this by connecting the community, convening partners, and coming up with community-based solutions. So the neat thing about this Community Impact Award is it's actually overseen by our Community Leadership Committee instead of our Grants Committee because it falls under this We Inspire pillar. So again, the kind of point of our Community Impact Award is that we are funding innovative ideas that are supporting the community's needs. And so we came up with our Vital Signs report last year in 2023, and it determined our funding priorities for this year. So this grant specifically is tied to those Vital Signs priority areas. So those are the connection and belonging, work and economy, and then basic needs, including food, housing, and health. So for you to be eligible to apply for this Community Impact Award, your project has to address one of these priority areas. I'm actually going to go back if this is okay. If you guys are okay with coming off mute or even putting it in the chat, I'm just curious if you are coming to this workshop today with a project in mind. I guess which of these priority areas is your project serving?
I could offer for hours. I think it could connect to all 3, but it would primarily be work and economy and connection and belonging would be the 2 we would spend.
Oh, I think you muted again, but I heard you, Reagan. You said work and economy and connection and belonging. Cool. How about, oh, Deborah wrote in the chat, she doesn't have a mic here, but theirs would fit the food and health and basic needs. Cool. How about you, Kevin?
I'm trying to decide, but I'm thinking it's either working economy. Can it be at both a bit?
Yeah, yeah.
Working economy and basic needs.
Cool. Awesome. And Katrina, did you have a thought there with what yours would fit?
Yeah, definitely connection and belonging.
Perfect. How about you, Arnie? Welcome, by the way. Oh, you're still muted there.
There, I should be on. Probably basic needs, but I'm just here to find information mostly about what it is and what we might be able to be thinking about.
Perfect. And what agency do you represent?
The Champion Center in Brooks.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you. And Louise, did you want to share with what project, which priority your project would align with?
We're always mostly focused on basic needs with food, etc. But we also are trying to build our connection and belonging.
Okay, perfect. Well, check one. You guys all have an area that meets our funding priorities. So this is good. You're in the right place. We just add this in here because we understand that people applying have different needs and different levels of support that they may need. So we want to accommodate whatever your skill set is and whatever your needs are. So we can provide technology support like one-to-one instruction for people who are not used to our digital platforms because our grants are all online. We do also honor oral practices. If you wish to speak your application, we can record it and then type it out for you. If you do require either one of these, please come to us as in much of advance as you can. There's not much I can do the day of the deadline for these two things. So please let us know in advance if you have any accommodation needs. So this quote, the only limit to your impact is your imagination and commitment. So this award is designed for agencies with those innovative project ideas that show creativity and leadership. So in the chat box, I did give you the link to our guidelines. So just keep that in mind, keep that as your reference as you go through the application. So what is this Community Impact Award? Well, it is one award, as I mentioned, one $25,000 award. It's for registered charities with game-changing ideas who have the potential to create positive, lasting change in our region. So we encourage you to apply for this $25,000 award if that fits your mandate, your project idea, all those things. I would encourage you to give me a call or come in and chat with me about your idea before getting started. I can help you to support and strengthen your application. We do this for anyone who asks, so all you have to do is reach out. So this is just the eligibility and criteria. So Community Impact Award will support project requests submitted by registered charities who have an impact across southeastern Alberta. So if you have an idea that aligns with one of our vital signs priority areas that we talked about earlier, we invite you to apply. We also have kind of this is a little bit of a checklist. This criteria here is how our committee evaluates the application. So your best chance of success is to go through this and think through your answers prior to submitting. So innovative, is your project new and creative? Is there anything like it in our region? Qualified donee, are you a registered charity, municipality, or school division? Or do you have an affiliate that will act on your behalf if you're a nonprofit? What kind of impact will your project have across the Southeast region? We like to see projects here that have a far-reaching impact. Think about what the trickle-down effect is of your project. Collaboration. Does your project have a partner aspect? Do you have any letters of support? What does that collaboration look like? And we like to see if it's a secured partnership. Sometimes people just list like anyone that could use their program, but we would love to see, especially for this one, which ones are secured and support the project. Community need. So how does your project address an identifiable community need or opportunity? Did you do a needs assessment? Did you do a community consultation? How did you find out this is a need for your area and for the people that you support? And finally, sustainability. Does your application show evidence of a sustainable long-term project? So these are some of the questions that you will be asked on the application. And again, these are what our committee is evaluating on. Do you guys have any questions so far? I'll just kind of take a pause for any questions here. Feel free to come off mic. Oh yeah, go ahead, Regan.
I have a question. I'm just curious, within the materials that you have shared so far, it talks about the project being new. And I'm just curious if you think it should be somewhat self-contained, or if it's connected or an extension to perhaps a bigger vision, if you think that might fit. And then I suppose the follow-up would be, historically, or just maybe in committee conversations, do you prefer for the 25,000 to be like distinct, like for one sort of project in its entirety, or do you feel like it might be possible for it to be considered as a contribution to a bigger dollar value per project?
That's a great question. I would say historically, the projects that we've funded has been kind of the $25 or $25,000 that's made the splash. Like, they haven't had other funders. Kind of going back in my brain, no, that was all this grant supported that project kind of thing. There wasn't a part of a bigger project. That being said, it's not off the table. We haven't done that. Like, it hasn't been like that before. And then your second question, what was your second question?
I'm not sure. I think you answered it. I was just more curious if they were, generally speaking, contained, or if it was a bigger piece.
Yeah.
So I think yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying it hasn't been done before. Yeah. Yeah. And I think you asked something about being new, or if it can be like an extension of something. We do want this to be like new, innovative. That's kind of where this has based on. Like, if it's already something that you've piloted, that's not what the committee's interested in funding. They want to do something brand new. If it's an enhancement of something, like another stream of something, like, without knowing exactly what you're applying for, I don't want to lead you in two different directions, but we can also talk more off camera too about the specific project. But I hope that
I think I understand what you're saying. I just yeah, no, you clarified it. I got it.
okay, fantastic.
Thanks.
All right, any other questions? If anyone wants to come off mute and ask, or put in the chat. Give it a second. All right, moving on. So the application process. So the first step, review your eligibility. Does your project align with the criteria that we just talked about there? Step one is an application. So you just submit a fairly simple application through our CFSEA grant portal. So again, I had that link in the chat. It is now open as of this morning. So you can go through and submit the application. If you've done our community grant process, you'll be familiar with the fact that we have an LOI and then an application. This one is just a straight application. There is no letter of intent. So one step, and then you're done, kind of. Step 2 is up to 3 finalists will be requested to submit further information. So after step 1, our committee reviews the applications and then picks their top 3. And then those 3 will present to us in person. It's a 15-minute presentation. At that point, we would also ask for a budget and just some more clarification. We don't even ask for a budget in step 1 because we want it to be really simple and yeah, straightforward. So step 2 is a little more intense. We just have the timeline here. So if you do go ahead and apply, please do mark that May 6th from 5 till 7 kind of as tentative on your calendar. If you are asked to present, we would need you there. The deadline to submit the application, that first step, is April 15th at 4:30. So just under a month away. Again, this is a simpler application, so that's why it is a bit quicker kind of turnaround. Yeah, presentations May 6th from 5 till 7. You won't need to be there from 5 till 7. It'll be 15 minutes. We'll give you what the time is at that moment. And then we make our announcement on May 28th at our Founders Day picnic. Yeah, May 28th at noon, actually. So that is where the winner will be awarded. We will let you know in advance so that you can actually attend. Yeah. And then just so you know too, the applicant will have the opportunity to present on their impact, on the impact of their project at our next year's Vital Signs event. And then you have 18 months to spend the funds, finish the project, and complete the final report. So yeah, just general tips. Simplify, use bullet form. We don't need, huge paragraphs, just use bullet form. Use numbers to showcase the impact. So things like how many people will be impacted, how many events per year will use the equipment, or that kind of thing. Highlight partnerships. Look for community partnerships to integrate with. Again, you could include like a letter of support or something, just to showcase that there is a need in the community, or in the circles that you are supporting. Again, just kind of keep referring back to that criteria or our guidelines document so that you are in line with what we're looking for. And then please do connect with the office. As I mentioned, we're here to help. I'm happy to sit with you, do a phone call, whatever it looks like. Just go over your idea and see if it fits, and help support it and strengthen it. So yeah, we are here to help. Oh yes, here's just the project examples from last year's, or from the past years. So a couple years ago, the Cypress View Foundation and Bike Medicine Hat paired up and got these cool Trishaw bikes for seniors. Really enhanced their mental health and their connection. They got to bike around and volunteer opportunities to pedal this bike. Our collective journey got funding for recovery coaching. So they got a number of their coaches formally trained to help with addiction and mental health supports in our community. Brooks Market Money. This was a really cool project last year. They created these little documents here are the Brooks Farmers Market Money. So people who were lower income were able to access this and go shopping at the Brooks Farmers Market, and just have more access to healthy and local food. Samus Immigration received funding to create a Circles of Care model, which they integrated with a number of other immigrant serving agencies. And then Medicine Hat and District Food Bank. This Community Impact Award kickstarted their Food First program, which is now kind of a integral part of what they do, where their community kitchen, and people go in and learn how to make food and learn how to can and use crock pots and all that kind of thing. It's like a 12-week course, and yeah, now it's part of it's an integral part of what they do. So these are the kind of projects that we funded. It doesn't mean they have to be the same projects. We want it to be innovative, different. As you can tell, they're all very unique and very different. None of them look the same. So all they had was that they fit our vital signs priorities for that year. And they supported a vibrant, healthy, and caring community. That's what we want to do here. So those are some examples. Do you guys have any questions?